Hey guys, I'm Mo, and today we're going to be talking something that people are uncomfortable with still to this day: racism. Now, let me make it clear: I'm not pointing everyone's racism, right? I'm just pointing out that there's so many incidents that is going on based on race, right? And what protests is going on is that everyone just seems to be just lumped in one another, being violent, right? And there was an incident that's shown that Vinny Jr., you know, he's been accused of being racial abused by a guy called Therese, but a Benfica player. Yeah, I don't want to give his name because I don't give him too much attention. You can look it up, right? If you look up Vinicius Junior's racial abuse, I'm sure you know how it is, right? But basically, they've been halted for 10 minutes, right, because of racial abuse. They basically called but M, yeah, and then afterwards, right, then referee just called for Holland. They want to investigate and mention that there's some things that's going on. They need to reiterate this. And literally, all the Benfica player stuffs come out and saying that they didn't hear it. And of course, I didn't hear it because you only see one side, yeah. But I'm sure you must have heard it, yeah, from the touchline, yeah. That's stupid. We can't hear it. Obviously, I wasn't there, so I'm going to the details of it, right? I'm going to say racial accused because that's all he's been accused of, really, with Benfica player, literally, right? If it's like obvious, yeah, if it's straight through. We all know who you are, right? We all know Europeans. They just want to be subtle, yeah? Not everyone, but, the racism differences in European culture is that we're very subtle. Yeah, we don't want to be, we're not like America. We're too posh. We're too stereotypical high, right? And it's like, yeah, you're so racist. And America's still the same shit. And America's the same, man. Racism everywhere. It's still the same. How are people still denying it? Really boggles my mind, yeah? That people just suddenly still can't talk about it, even though so many resources, yeah? I mean, you can't educate 6.8 billion, yeah, of people that, it's going to be racist. I'm sure there's minority people that are still racist to this day, yeah? And then there's still some people, one community is still denying it that I'm only using race because other people created everything. So I'm just mentioning about race. Yeah, you when you put down form, right? You mentioned about race. Yeah, my dad's Black African. So all of a sudden I've been called race card. Yeah. Stop denying it because it's just gaslighting people thinking that, we don't play race card today and I play race card approach. Now, of course, right? There's all preferences, right? So you can't accuse people for being, for saying, you racist, reject me. Oh, you don't want to be no racist. It's all like that, right? There's still some bias going on there. I'm just saying, right? But depends who you are, right? I'm not in a situation that anyone can be racist, but minority people can be, right? And then online, everyone's just mentioned about race, and it's like everyone's just toxic online about relationships. Now it's gone down to hating white people, hating down white people, Asian, Muslims, Hispanic. You name the one, yeah. The ones right there, right? It's all insane. It's all insane how all these big tech billionaires don't want you to think. They want you to think logically. They want you to think in a certain way, right? They want you to think in a way that doesn't conducive you towards, other people, yeah? They want you to have propaganda. They want you to like this person. They want you to hate this person. It's all to control and, be a drone, yeah? With those elites and puppets there, right? And this is going on politics, right? It's that people just think that, you're laughing me to hate your race, your work. You're gonna rise and I need to call fascist. And there's nothing in the middle that agrees one and nothing. We just seem to be pulling along with these wings because that's what the elites want you to do, right? Honestly, all this top hierarchy, they don't care. They don't care because you know why? Because it's all about the money, okay? It's all about the money, right? Previously, I never really bothered with race because it's not because I know about racism. It's just that, sometimes it's complicated and we have to not dive into race so much. I just have politicals and characters and stuff. I'm only about character rather than my race. Sometimes people about race and I'm like, yeah, I'm measure about other race too as well. So like, people are just going to say what they have to say. Yeah, and the problem is that these gaslighters, yeah, they think that, oh, racism died. Oh, you stop talking about race. Oh, you stop offending. You're playing race card. Because you lot just started control and be a drone to us, yeah? And then, like, if I mention about race, this doesn't mean I'm playing a race card. If I was playing a race card, I'd be like, oh, this guy's a racist. Oh, there's some people racist. And I'm like, there's so many layers that you can't get into without, knowing that, okay, you just be directing 90% of the time, like, I think it was, I didn't reject me, but why shit, and why, like, it's all about characters, man. It's all about what the buyers have, yeah? Regardless of anything, regardless of how you feel, yeah? It's like, there are a lot of things, going on, yeah, that you can't really figure out, right? So it's like, I know, honestly, I don't really take it personally. I just see observation, yeah? I just see an observation, right? Oh, you're mistress, you can date, yeah, but what type of women you can date? Because it depends really on character and, phenotype, yeah. My phenotype's gonna be different compared to you because I'm Somali, so, like, this is not to say you can't date white women. I'm just saying observation now. This is what's going to happen to you, all right? Because I know some of them can be, but, like, I guess if you're in a multicultural city, it wouldn't be much of an issue, really. But it's not an issue if picking some, I don't know, other countries. And look, even Emirate, Gulf countries, yeah, they prefer to marry their own, actually. Because, you see, they want to keep their own culture. In European, they all mad about dating your culture, dating your own race. It's like people want dictatorship fast, yeah? It's like you've been brainwashed in Zions to think that we're going to turn to authoritarian all of a sudden, right? Only authoritarian states made that claim, right? Only authoritarian cultures. And even in, like, I'm not against, Gulf people, yeah? It's just complicated, really, in times. Because mama even told me that marrying someone from a Gulf Arab countries is complicated than marrying someone from Levante countries, right? That's even more harder, yeah, than marrying someone from England, obviously. But obviously, it depends on who you are and depends on the type of woman you're marrying, yeah. Because some women are like upper class. It's like they're a bit like too much power. So it's like, with us we're nothing. Yes, we're trying to marry within the social status and social class, but it's complicated really because everyone doesn't know middle class. Everyone's either working class or even upper class. We just got a class system in British society that people don't seem to talk about, right? But for some reason, it's been swept away because everyone just wants to be class. But no. You have to stay in the same class. No matter what you do, you'll always be this loser. You'll always be this loser. There'll always people tell you that you're not good enough, you shouldn't be here. And I'm like, I want to challenge that. I want to challenge that bias, yeah? Because let's be honest, UK, we're too advanced for that, honestly. Like, we should just, like, get people working and maybe people, big business, create wealth and, big better for yourself, right? Instead of all these taxes and trying to borrow us out of it, right? I don't want to say about that. My answer is I don't know. I just and my opinion is that honestly I don't have a real answer, but all I can tell you is that if you're more education and more awareness to the world globe and stuff, right, then people would know and people would decide when to F around or find out in online, yeah, that if you say something, yeah, online, cool, right? Because online you got freedom to whatever you want. Okay, cool, yeah. You ain't accused for that. Although there's some policies that can knock you out for being racist and being a troll and being mean and being, being jail for harassment. But in real life, yeah, that takes a huge consequence. You won't say that. But although a minority of people you will say in the public, but they're all dumb in their head. But online people are a bit mental, all right? So literally, we all need, and let's be fair, right? The more you watch, the more that you're brainwashed, the more you challenge the hierarchy, because the hierarchy doesn't want you to think. The hierarchy just wants to dominate it, but wants you to be controlling, be dominated, think a certain way. Look at the content creators, yeah? They're all farming, they're all graphing views, yeah? They all get mad because of this person, this community, this person. Like, no, it's complicated than that, right? Not everyone says that, right? It's just that different society we got different problems, obviously. So, and I'm pretty sure that things can't be fixed, right? I am not suggesting it should be fixed. I'm saying suggestion maybe, I don't know, something change and stuff. I can't go into anything, but I can't eradicate on racism. Yeah, we just like we have to learn how to be kind, and maybe often happens in secular countries, right? That Catholics and Islam, we do have problems, right? I get it, right? I get it, right? But the difference is, it seems to be they have straightforward answer, but the Bible is like complicated. So people are just like sticking it and read one Bible and thinking they're superior. But Islam is like they read one Quran and they think all of a sudden Muslim are this, Muslim and that, bad people. I'm like, there's so many layers that you can do, right? And there's so many interpretation that goes into it, yeah, that if you read it and actually interpret it in your way, in a good way, yeah, in a very realistic way, then you kind of know that's the truth, yeah? And, you can listen to your mom, but you don't take it for granted, because some imams are, like, they're going to wrap it up and they're going to think of it. I don't know what I'm thinking about it, right? But it often links up to everything, racism and stuff, right? And political, religion, everything, right? But yeah, I'm hoping that UFA will do something about it, and they will investigate this, and they will get mic'd up, and we'll wait to hear what the Benfica player just said that to Vinny Jr. Yeah? And yeah, I won't give his name because you already know who it is. The media's going out there, right? I mean, I don't want to give it because I don't want to give him the attention, yeah? This guy is suspicious. He's basically suspicious. He puts cough in his mouth. It's like, sure. Yeah, but then you'll comment out. But then you're on a public eye, mate. You're on a public eye. Everyone knows. Everyone knows, or at least suspected what you just said, right? But everyone's opinion is different. So, feel free to interpret in your own way. That's all I'm gonna say. And by the way, Scott, listen. I don't really, but I used as everyone just uses it however they want. But when you do something wrong, yeah, don't use it. But when I suspect and something's wrong, yeah, and when it's biased against me, especially with your non-white, yeah, because we're non-white, we tend to be suspicious, and we think that people mistreat us. And I'm like, I use it in certain ways, but. The difference is I use observation. I have no problem predicting people. I just use observation, that how people perceive in different ways, right? I know everyone just rejects everyone of no color, so I don't think it's all that. It's just everyone's got their own bias of Dane and what their own reason or agenda is, really. Everyone's got their own views. Everyone's got their entitled. I ain't gonna force anyone. I just want to hear answer yes or no. I just people say I'm not interested in you. I just people come and say no interest in you, rather than this politeness that we have to come out with. Yeah, we're too scared to be honest. Yeah, like honestly, we become rude at this rate. But maybe the culture is that we're too rude, but we're too polite, dude. Do you know what I mean? But America's like, yeah, we know you are. F off, mate. I'm like, all right, mate. No one's gonna care about you. That's fine. It's just the way you're. Bye. Don't want to associate with you. They get angry because there's some people that try to trigger. They're triggered, yeah. So honestly, not miss games. So the more times you do, the more that you get something out of it. That's all I can say, really. Yeah. Subscribe, share. See you next one.